to make the whole game a little bit more interesting, we want to add a timer. We may set the time for which the user needs to make a decision and to choose the correct answer. So let's see how it can be done. First, we are going to the question layout. Once I told you that I'm going to use a layout within a layout just because I have something else in mind, right? So the thing that I had in mind is that I wanted to add another widget. And this widget is another text view that will be having as a background the rounded corners template we have created. It will have text size set and margin left from here, okay? It has to be centered, I mean the layout needs to be centered, and the width needs to be set to 55 or in fact as wide as you want it. I just did it as I think it will work the best. Alright, having this one, we need to define the text view to give it name and to find it via the find view by ID method. It's within the onCreate method. After that, where the whole logic needs to take place. The timer needs to be started once the question is displayed. And up to the logic of our game, the initial display is done within the display next question method. So exactly here, we are handling the timer. We are creating first an instance of countdown timer, a class that's handling the timer visualization, the timer's logic in the Android platform. So we are saying that our timer is going to be a new instance of countdown timer. What are these numbers here? First, we say for how long we want it to continue. This is in milliseconds. And after that, on how many milliseconds to be the click. 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So we want it to tick every second. And I want it to continue for 40 seconds. But why I'm setting it on this way? Because in general there is some delay in the timer in Android. And if you set it, just try for the test, set it to 40,000, you will see that there is some delay and the timer doesn't work correctly. So on this way, it's perfect. And we are having a method that needs to be overridden here. What to happen on tick? Yeah, on each of the ticks of the countdown timer. We need to set the text of the timer because currently it's empty, and as text needs to be set the string value taken from the millis until finished divided on 1000. Here the argument given, and we want to add s or seconds. So I'm adding an additional handling here. If there are less than 10 seconds remaining, less or equal, I want the cover to be changed to red. Otherwise, I want it to be blue. I'm just adding this functionality to show it to you. If you prefer something else, of course you're free to experiment. And the second method that needs to be added here to be overridden is on finish method. Or in other words, what's going to happen when the timer is over. So we are having, if the next question index is less than the question's index list size, display the next question. Otherwise, set the question's description text to visible and the complete button to visible. This is the case, again, when, for example, imagine that the user doesn't click the button, doesn't click any of the answers, and the time is over. So if we are on question 3 out of 5, the fourth question is going to be displayed. But if we are on question 5 out of 5, we are going to have only our complete button, and we are going to have our question description text. That's it. And don't forget to start the timer, otherwise it will not work. Here it is what we are having. If it is between 40 and 11 seconds, it's blue. Otherwise, it's red. What I don't like still is that it is not centered. So to center it, you just add the gravity. You add the gravity, but not of the layout, but of the widget itself, of the text itself. Okay? So it is centered on this way. And of course, you may modify as you want. Again, what I have done is to make it bold, and that's it. From there on, it's in your hands. Enjoy, and see you with the next gadget.